greatest integer x denotes the least integer greater than or equal to x. Is x equal to, is greatest integer x equal to 0? The answer to the question needs to be given in the form of either yes or no. We should always pay attention to the definition of the greatest integer function, which says that it's a least integer greater than or equal to x. That means greatest integer function of 1.5 will be equal to 2, greatest integer function of 1.01 will also be 2, greatest integer function of 1.99 will also be 2. But if we take the greatest integer function of 2, that will be 2, but for 2.01 it becomes 3. So this is how we interpret the definition of this function, the least integer either greater than or equal to x. So the greatest integer function of x will be equal to 0 only if x is ranging between -1 and 0. But -1 will not be included. If x is anywhere between -1 and 0, then its greatest integer function will be the least integer greater than that, and that becomes 0. So the question definition becomes, is x between -1 and 0, where 0 is inclusive and -1 is not inclusive? The answer to be given in the form of either yes or no. First statement says that x is between -1 and 0. So while for x equal to -0.5, the greatest integer function of x will be equal to 0. But if x is equal to 0.5, the greatest integer function of x will be equal to 1. And therefore the answer to the question is sometimes yes, sometimes no, and we say that the first statement alone is not sufficient to answer the question. And now we can eliminate option A and option D. Let's check the second statement. The second statement says that x is less than 0, but x less than 0 at x equal to negative 0.5, the greatest integer function of x will be 0. But if x is equal to -2, the greatest integer function will be -2, and therefore we say that the second statement alone as well is not sufficient, because sometimes the greatest integer function x is 0, sometimes it is less than 0. So B option is also out. Now let's check the combined statements. The combination of them tells us that the range of x is between -1 and 0, where both of them are not inclusive. This exactly answers our question in the form yes, because if the value of x is anywhere in this range, then the greatest integer function of x is always 0, and therefore we say that the statements together are sufficient, and the final answer to the question becomes option C. Thank you so much.